Units of Gurkha and British soldiers were sent in to...
Nigga, put your tongue back in your mouth, bro. Get your freak ass on, man. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Live Fam. Now today, bro, we got the deadliest man-eaters to ever exist by Good Enough. Shout out Good Enough. Make sure you guys go subscribe if you guys like the content. And yeah, chat, we're gonna be learning and seeing about the deadliest man-eaters. I feel like I already know a couple on these lists, but we're gonna see this video. So without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn and let's see. And also, before we start, comment down below what you think is like the deadliest man-eater if you just had to guess right now. All right,
Let's start with the most horrifying man-eaters on the list and slowly work our way towards the stuff of nightmares.
yeah, going from horrifying to nightmare, like it seems like that should be the same category. So we're gonna see
And slowly work our way towards the stuff of nightmares. Number 8, the spotted devil of Gumalapur.
the what, my nigga? That already sound like some spell or something, bro. What you casting a spell on me?
Of Gumalapur. The spotted devil was the nickname given to one of the most feared leopards to have ever lived. In the 1940s, in the state of Tamil Nadu, India, the leopard would claim 250 miles of jungle as its personal hunting grounds. But the reason this leopard was so feared was for its proficiency in hunting humans.
Now, why bros, I'm sorry, I tried to avoid this, but you know what I'm saying? I can't even blame the leopard for wanting to eat his head because it looked like it's already eaten, bro. Like, why his head look like a bent coconut? Never mind.
For its proficiency in hunting humans. Now, if this isn't terrifying enough, leopards are nocturnal hunters, so any attack that would be carried out would be in the darkness of night.
Oh, nice.
You would never see it coming.
What the fuck? Why you do that to the little Jimmy, bro? R.I.P. little Timmy, bro.
Where you would never see it coming. And 42 people across multiple villages would meet this horrifying fate. The spotted devil became so feared that after a while, people in the villages began to barricade their doors after sunset and refused to step foot outside, including to use the restroom.
Nigga, I wouldn't. What the? If I knew something like that was outside at night, nigga, you not seeing me at night. I don't care if I blend in with the dark. It's not happening, my nigga. I'm sure they got some type of night vision anyway, since they like to be out at night. So
causing a health crisis in many villages. And in its frustration, the leopard would begin to enter homes through windows.
This nigga got a lot on his mind, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Roofs, or by any means necessary.
Nigga, hell no. No. Did this motherfucker say that they be entering windows and coming up from the motherfucking underground, my nigga? What is we doing? we all just cooked at that point, bro.
Homes through windows, roofs, or by any means necessary. Snatching people in the dead of night and dragging them into the forest to be devoured.
That's insane. So you're not even safe in your own home, bro. The fact that this is the first one that he's starting with and it's only in horrifying and we're gonna go to nightmare, like what are we about to learn, bro? What is worse than a motherfucker that comes out in the night and breaks in your house? Like, you're not safe nowhere, bro.
It wouldn't be until the famous hunter Kenneth Anderson was called for help that the leopard would finally be challenged. Anderson was a notorious hunter that specialized in hunting big game animals, especially those that hunted humans. It would take him 3 nights to finally come.
They had to call a bounty hunter for this motherfucker. That's insane.
Hunted humans. It would take him 3 nights to finally come face to face with the cat, where he would be woken up in the middle of the night by a stray dog that he befriended that night, when it began to violently shake with uncontrollable fear. And when Anderson looked up at the roof, he would catch a glimpse of the devil.
Nigga, I'm gonna be the one shaking too. What the fuck? I can't even blame dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we both gonna be shaking, bro. Lots of shit gonna be going on in my body.
Before losing it in the darkness, he then began to actively search for the cat. And after a few minutes had gone by, he would be alerted by a bark from the stray dog.
What kind of dog is this, dude?
He would...
The fuck you feeding, little nigga, bro? What is you feeding him? 10 donuts an hour?
Be alerted by a bark from the stray dog, causing Anderson to quickly turn around and seeing the leopard charging straight at him.
All right, the leopard looked kind of sped right here, but
and
still
in
scary.
That instant, he managed to let off 3 shots from his .405 caliber Winchester, killing the cat in its tracks. After examining the body, Anderson would discover porcupine quills lodged between the toes of the leopard's foot, an injury that prevented it from hunting its natural prey. resulting the animal to turn to human flesh.
Wow. So there was actually a reason. Like, it was literally his only food at that point, bro. Damn. Womp womp, you dead now. I'm just kidding. Hey, if you watching this for some reason and you're a leopard, that was a joke.
Resulting the animal to turn to human flesh. As for the stray dog that Anderson befriended during that hunt, he would actually go on to adopt him. Number 7. The Tigers of Chowgarh. This was a pair of Bengal tigers consisting of an old...
Yeah, I don't like these names, bro. I don't like these names. The fact that these motherfuckers real. Like, we're not watching the mythical creatures, bro. These are real deadliest man-eaters right here.
Tigress and her young adult cub, which over the course of 5 years managed to accumulate 64 confirmed kills.
Damn, bro, you could at least do 3 more? Okay, I'm sorry.
This all took place in the Kumal division in India from 1925 through 1930. The pair of tigers would turn a 1,500 square mile mountain region into their own personal hunting grounds. This terrain would include multiple villages which they actively hunted. They would alternate attacks from village to village, as this tactic allowed them to catch the villagers off guard. And after 3 years of pure hell, the locals began to reach out and seek the help of Jim Corbett. Jim Corbett was an Indian-born British hunter who specialized in hunting man-eating tigers and leopards.
Specializing in that is crazy, bro. I mean, you're just playing with your life at that point. I mean, if you had the right weapons, right techniques and everything, of course you're gonna have confidence. But then it's like, what if his little brother pop out that shit? You didn't see him. You just killed his brother, and now he on a vengeance tour, bro.
Tigers. It would take Corbett 3 separate hunting trips that spanned over a period of 2 years. Eventually, on his 3rd trip on the 19th day, he would finally come face to face with a pair of tigers. He headed to the small village of Kala Agar, which was the last place the tigers were known to be. There, he began to hang buffalo meat as bait in the hopes that it would lure out the cats.
Where's bro dead?
While on post, Corbett would be alerted by a companion that they had heard the lions nearby.
I'm sorry, bro. Like,
Corbett would be alerted by...
Like, what's up with bro, man? What's up with him, bro? Couldn't like draw him a little better than this? This is kind of crazy. He looked like he got a butthole for a mouth.
A companion that they had heard the lions nearby. And before he knew it, he would turn a corner and catch himself standing right in front of the tigress at a distance of 8 feet. She was sitting next to a large boulder when Corbett would take the shot, killing her and putting an end to the attacks. He would then kill the young adult.
Just imagine this though, like even in drawing, this shit looks absolutely hideous and scary. But imagine this like in real life. You just see a motherfucker with red ass eyes just ready to attack you, bro. Ready to pounce at you at any second. And like, imagine you don't have a weapon. Nigga, I'm whipping it out, I don't care.
Attacks. He would then kill the young adult cub shortly after.
God damn!
Upon further investigation, he would discover that the tiger's claws and canine teeth were broken and her front teeth completely worn down, causing her to turn to humans as her primary source of food.
Yo, I wonder if this is gonna be a common theme throughout the whole video, because I always feel like animals don't just naturally want to just kill humans, bro. Especially just the way they act. They kind of act like scared most of the time. Most animals do. Obviously, if there's a history and stuff and they already act a certain way, I feel like it's just not a natural thing for them to come out the womb and then just get trained for humans, because they're not just around humans, especially in the wild and stuff. But it always, like, this makes sense that the last 2 we've seen, they've had to turn to humans because of their deficiencies that they have.
Number 6, Osama the crocodile. This was a terrifying crocodile that lived on Lake Victoria in Africa from the year...
I mean, he already has the name Osama, so yeah.
There's 1991 through 2005. It is believed that this one crocodile has eaten over 83 people.
Nigga, huh? What you say?
Very difficult to confirm these numbers, since the crocodile would oftentimes attack people that were fishing alone, and of course would consume them whole. There have been
They went fishing and got fished, bro. That's insane.
Multiple instances.
The bait was themselves.
Where pieces of clothing would wash ashore from someone who had recently went missing. But sadly, ripped pieces of clothing were not the only thing to wash ashore. Sometimes an arm or a leg would too. The locals have...
Okay, bro. How did he get...
Sure.
Hold on.
Sometimes an arm...
He got scared of the arm
or a leg.
And then he just pulled out some Nike Air Force Ones to put on this leg, bro. Like, what's wrong with you mentally, dude?
Would too. The locals have even reported seeing children dragged from shore after attempting to fill their buckets. But the horrifying nightmare doesn't stop there. The crocodile would even develop the skill of capsizing boats by slamming the boat from underneath, sending the fishermen flying into the water.
This is like one of my worst fears about just being on a boat and stuff. It's just some big ass crocodile, some sea monster that ended up being true, that was supposed to be a myth, just comes and completely flips that bitch over and you're cooked. Like, I always think about that one Pirates of the Caribbean movie with that big ass sea monster, bro. What was it called? Was it like the Loch Ness? No, it wasn't the Loch Ness, but it's like just a giant squid slash octopus slash dinosaur. I don't know what the hell it was.
Becoming easy lunch. This crocodile was such a menace that he would oftentimes just launch himself vertically out of the water and belly flopping directly onto people's boats.
Wow.
Clamping onto fishermen's legs and dragging them into the water.
That's fucking insane. This nigga treating it like it's fucking raging water. What the fuck you mean he's belly flopping on the boat? And dragging niggas, god damn.
Out of all the people this crocodile attacked, only 15 of them would survive to tell the tale. But thankfully, in 2005, the crocodile would finally be caught.
Yeah, he gotta be locked up.
He was then killed and made into luxury handbags.
It's kind of insane because alligator skin, snake skin, that shit be really good quality. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hey, if you're an alligator watching this, I didn't mean that, bro.
Number 5, the man-eating leopard of rudraprayag. The first attack.
The what, my nigga?
Number 5, the man-eating leopard of rudraprayag.
Rudraprayag.
The first attack came in 1918
what does that mean?
In Benji village in the Rudraprayag district of India. This would mark the start of a bloody and gruesome killing spree that would last 8 long years, leaving 125 people dead.
Nigga, huh?
Okay, I see why this is becoming a nightmare because we are only on number 5, ladies and gentlemen. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. That means we're probably gonna be in the 200-300s of death counts, I'm assuming.
During this time period, very few people would even dare to step outside of their homes after sunset, fearing that the leopard would be waiting for them outside, as he often would.
Oh, hell no.
Since he preferred that
and bro shit his pants. I can't even blame him, bro.
Waiting for them outside.
Look at him.
As he often
He just let out that little turd, bro. It looks like a healthy turd, though.
would. Since he preferred the taste of human flesh over anything else. And when people stopped going outside, the leopard began to adapt. He would begin to break down doors, leap through windows, and even come in from the roof.
That's fucking... Bro thinks he's those animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. That be breaking the doors. It's not even funny because they was really killing niggas like this, bro. Like, you literally can't escape them. Like, at any point, you could be eating dinner. This motherfucker slide through the chimney, bro. That shit ain't Santa.
Which were made from plants. And once inside, he would grab the person and drag them out to the dark forest where he would devour them. After hundreds of people met this fate, units of Gurkha and British soldiers were sent in to...
Nigga, put your tongue back in your mouth, bro. Get your freak ass on, man.
To track that animal down.
I guess you could say this is the special forces, right?
But failed miserably. The British government even offered a handsome reward to anyone who could manage to kill the cat. And many well-known and famous hunters stepped up for the task.
I don't know what the fuck this haircut is, but hey, you look like Killer though.
And failed as well.
Oh.
But on the 2nd of May, 1926, the legendary hunter Jim Corbett would personally take this task on for himself.
Corbett, hot minute motherfucker. Like, okay, sorry.
Would lead him on a 10-week hunt through the jungle, where he would track the cat down and shooting it dead, completing a task that many thought was impossible. And after examining the body, Corbett would discover that there was nothing inherently wrong with the cat.
Okay.
Well, nothing that would prevent it from hunting its regular prey, since it did have some bullet wounds from hunters who had recently missed its vital organs. But other than that, it was fine.
So maybe that could be the reason. Because that's the thing. I feel for animals that gone through, you know, painful experiences or just traumatizing things with shit humans. You know what I'm saying? And then like, I feel that they would have like a vengeance or they would want vengeance. They would want to attack humans because of how they've been treated. Like, I feel like that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? For animals with complex brains.
But other than that, it was fine. Corbett came to the conclusion that the cat had developed a taste for human flesh when it was still very young. You see, a cholera outbreak occurred years prior, and many people who died from the disease would be taken to grave sites where they were left unburied. And to a young cat, this would have been easy food. But when the disease inevitably slowed down, the bodies did too, causing the cat's food supply to dwindle down.
So yeah, that makes sense. If you start off eating something, you know, you're gonna get used to that, and now it's like kind of scarce, and you're like, well, how the fuck am I gonna get it? Oh wait, I could just kill them myself. So that makes sense.
Naturally, the cat began to hunt and consume the food that it had always eaten. Number 4, the man-eating lions of Tsavo. If there was any...
They eating this nigga's guts? Hold on!
Number 4, the man-eating lions of Tsavo. If there was any man-eating animal on the list that you might have heard of, this would probably be the one. The Tsavo man-eaters were a pair of male lions in the Tsavo region of Kenya. These lions would target construction workers who were working on the Uganda and Kenya railway.
Nigga need to construct his head.
Between March and December of 1898. The pair of lions would stalk the campsites and strike in the dead of night by grabbing workers from their tents and dragging them out to devour them. It's said that anywhere from 28 to 138 people met this fate.
That's a very large range right there. Very large range. That's not even like, oh, 100 through 130, 28 to 138.
30 Indian workers and an unknown amount of native African workers. For some reason, no one kept records of the African workers that went missing. That's why there's such an enormous disparity in the fatality count. And when the attacks first began...
okay, that makes sense. I was wondering why it was a disparity.
Count. And when the attacks first began, only one of the lions would enter the camp at night, taking one victim to be split among the pair. But as time went on, the pair of lions would become a lot more bold, with both of them going into camps and each of them claiming a victim for themselves. These attacks would be carried out.
Bro, that's the thing about back then, bro. It's like you have motherfuckers like these. These are not the mythical creatures. These are real motherfuckers that's going to eat humans. You be chilling in your tent at night and just get randomly dragged out. Like, imagine how completely terrifying that must be.
On an almost daily basis, with all the workers personally knowing someone who had went missing. It wouldn't be until hundreds of workers abandoned the job site, which caused the entire project to come to a complete stop, that the officials were finally forced to find a solution, sending in around 20 Indian soldiers to hunt the pair of lions down, where they would go on to completely fail. But
Yo, what's up with all these special ops, bro?
But on December 9th, 1898, Colonel John Henry Patterson would catch one of these lions approaching camp. He would go on to tag it with a high caliber rifle on the back leg and scaring it off.
I mean, he's still smiling though.
Just for it to return back the same night.
Wow.
Patterson would tag it once more, piercing its heart. The second lion, on the other hand, was an absolute tank. He managed to survive getting shot 9 times with 3 different guns across an 11-day period.
Yeah, we gonna need the fucking ray gun, bro. We gonna need a pack and punch that bitch too. That ass.
Guns
like what?
Across an 11-day period. And it wouldn't be until Colonel Patterson yet again placed the final shot on its head that the lion would finally be stopped. Today, these lions are proudly displayed at the Field Museum in Chicago.
They just had a museum with their skeletons, bro. I mean, they needed to go. They needed to get out of here, bro. Dragging niggas out their tents and shit.
Number 3, Gustav. Gustav is a large Nile crocodile from Burundi, Africa. He is rumored to have killed anywhere from 200 to 300 people on the banks of the Rusizi River and in the connecting lake of Tanganyika. All the locals in Burundi claim to know someone that has been taken by Gustav, or someone who has simply vanished without a trace. A few locals have even been attacked by him and were lucky enough to live to tell the tale.
He was over here chomping niggas' heads off, bro. He can't hear from his left ear, bro.
Their bodies left covered in scars from the encounter. But here's the terrifying part. Not only is Gustav a man-eater who takes every opportunity he can to devour humans, he is also not a typical size for a Nile crocodile. In fact, he is much, much bigger, being the largest Nile crocodile to have ever been recorded. Here's an image of your average size Nile crocodiles.
Okay.
And here is Gustav.
God damn. Yeah, we gotta get rid of this nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Somebody gotta drop a nuke, bro.
Scientists have speculated that his unusually large size prevents him from hunting his regular prey, so he had to resort to other means. Gustav is easily identified by the scars across his body, the scars that were left after being shot multiple times with an AK-47. After multiple attempts on his life, the locals are now convinced that his hide is so thick that it actually makes him bulletproof. To this day,
bro, I wonder if that is true. Either he's just taking the bullets like a man, or he just, I mean, not like a man. No man is just taking bullets. I'm just saying, like, just taking it on the chin, you know, the metaphorically. But like, yeah, either that or he really deadass got armor, bro. Which would honestly not be that surprising, you know, considering how big he is.
To this day, there have been multiple attempts to capture him, but have all ended in failure. And as far as we know, he still roams the river to this day.
He probably does, bro. Has anybody spotted that?
Panar man-eater. The Panar man-eater was a male leopard who was responsible for over 400 fatal attacks, which were all carried out.
Nigga, huh? I thought we was going to get up to 200-300. We already have 400, my nigga.
Leopard who was responsible for over 400 fatal attacks.
Nigga, huh?
400 what? 400 deaths?
Which were all carried out in the darkness of night. This leopard single-handedly terrorized the villagers in the Panar region in Almora district of India during the early 20th century. Years would go by with the
Wait, isn't this kind of the same one as like the beginning though? Or
leopard having his way and picking villagers off with ease. The locals gripped with fear.
This motherfucker.
The leopard having his way and picking
This screenshot's crazy. This might be a thumbnail because what the hell is this? This motherfucker standing on his tippy toes. Yo, imagine motherfucker bite your head. He's on his tippy toes, bro.
Villagers off with ease. The locals gripped with fear, refused to even step outside of their homes after sunset. The leopard would eventually adapt to this and began to snatch the villagers from inside of their homes, dragging them into the jungle to devour them. The leopard was so efficient in hunting humans that the government eventually had to step in and offer some assistance, the best way that they knew how. They called upon Jim Corbett, the legendary hunter who had a rep.
Yo, this motherfucker just get called for everything at this point, bro. Like, he's the legendary bounty hunter for these animals, I guess.
Reputation for killing man-eaters, as we already covered some of his stories on this list. But to kill this elusive animal, it would take Corbett multiple hunting trips before he would ever even get a glimpse of the cat. Corbett would travel for days on foot through the dense Indian forest to reach an area where the leopard was known to hunt.
See, that's the thing that's so dangerous about what he does. It's like, all it takes is just one little slip up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's hunting for this leopard, whatever the hell this is, for days and nights and stuff. And it's like, all it takes for him to just take his eye off one place. Rah, it's done. Like, he's cooked, you know?
Was known to hunt. And on his journey, he would even contract malaria. And that was still not enough to stop him. Once he finally reached the village where the leopard was last seen, he would set up a base on top of a tree, but not before tying up a small goat 30 yards away to hopefully lure out the cat. Hours would go by while he waited at his post, and as it began to get dark, the birds would be the first to give him a sign, as they would begin to act out in complete fear. And soon after, he began to hear something brushing against the bushes.
Oh shit, it's right there. Yeah, he might be done for. Is that close, my nigga? Like,
right next to him. And all he could do was sit and wait.
I ain't gonna lie, if I'm hearing shit, I'm shooting at the bushes. Like, that's what I'm doing. I have that gun, I'm just bah, bah, bah. But you also gotta be careful with that too, because then it could just scare you. And then if it pops out at the wrong time, I don't know. But hey, I ain't gonna lie, if it looks like it is close, if I see that bush moving, I'm shooting that bitch.
And this would go on for a few minutes. But eventually, whatever was in the bushes slowly worked its way towards the small goat and killing it. And in the complete darkness, Corbett was forced to guess where the monster could be, taking a shot towards the direction of the goat, followed by an angry grunt. And for a second, the scenery lit up from the shot, seeing the cat falling backwards and hearing it run back into the forest. The villagers were persistent and convinced Corbett to track the animal down that night, instead of waiting for the morning like he wanted. He told them that the only way he would do it is if they promised to hold their ground if they came across the beast, as they would be the only source of light that he would have.
Yeah, I don't know about that, big bro. I don't know if you want to trust them, bro. They're like dumb, and even dumber.
They agreed and promised. They would then begin to track the blood trail left from the cat, following the trail through the jungle, when out of the darkness, the cat would emerge, charging straight at them. With the local villagers running for their lives, and in their panic, they began to trip over one another.
Are we dead ass, bro? Y'all say you would slide. Like, what's going on?
Dropping the torches to the jungle floor. And in the chaos, Corbett would take multiple shots at the leopard and killing it. He would go on to write in his book that if the locals had not fallen down and tripped over each other, he would have been left standing there in the complete darkness, and the cat might have been the one walking away instead of him.
Dang, that's true. So maybe that was a good thing for them to do. I mean, it wasn't, you know, I guess I don't want to say morally right, because dude, they got scared as fuck. I would be scared as fuck too. But if I'm gonna stand on business, I'm gonna stand on business, bro. Like, especially if I'm like with a professional hunter, I'm gonna do whatever he tells me to do. I'm not gonna do opposite. But in this case, it worked out.
Number 1, the Devil of India.
That's insane. That's the name we're giving it. Like, just the Devil of India. That's it. Oh my gosh.
Single deadliest animal to have ever lived, and would make one hunter an absolute legend. The Devil of India was a Bengal tigress responsible for an estimated 436 deaths.
God damn, bro. Like, that's actually so insane to think about, bro. 436 humans died to this one animal.
She acquired in Nepal and the Kumal division in India from the late 19th and early 20th century. The tigress was even entered into the...
I kind of noticed. I feel like there was a lot of animals that were kind of in India. There was a few like in, you know, just India in general, like different spots of it. I wonder why.
19th and early 20th century. The tigress was even entered into the Guinness Book of World Records for holding the largest number of fatalities by his...
This nigga got accolades, bro. He got accolades for killing niggas. Yo, imagine like you got one of your family members got killed by him, and they're just a statistic in the Guinness World Record book. Like, I'll be pissed off, I'm not gonna lie.
Single animal. The killings first began in western Nepal, where the villagers were tormented and eaten for 3 long years. Hunters would eventually be sent in to track the animal down, but she would prove to be too elusive. Eventually, the Nepalese army was called in, and they would succeed in scaring her away, forcing her across the border and into India, where she would continue to hunt for humans in the Kumal district. Rotating her kills.
It's crazy, like these animals, they don't give a shit, bro. Like, whether you try to throw them off their thing or make their food scarce or anything, they gonna get what they gonna get, and that's it.
Between multiple villages.
It's honestly commendable.
Picking anyone off who would venture into the woods. And since all the kills were done in broad daylight, this would leave the villagers completely paralyzed.
In broad daylight too. Like, this motherfucker, they don't care. This motherfucker don't care.
Picking anyone off who would venture into the woods. And since all the kills were done in broad daylight, this would leave the villagers completely paralyzed with fear, preventing them from working and leaving their homes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do nothing. I wouldn't even be able to take a shit in peace, bro. Dead ass, my nigga. Like, I'll probably just take it and not even wipe, bro. Like, nigga, I'm gonna be in the middle of wiping that motherfucker, grab my shit. Like, what?
Dreadfully long 4 years, but eventually a handsome reward would be offered to any man who could manage to kill the beast. Many well-known and famous hunters would attempt this task, but would all return home with a taste of defeat. But in 1907, a young and unknown 31-year-old hunter would take this challenge on for himself. And surprisingly, he would refuse the money, as he accepted the task simply to help.
Yeah, you gotta have like some big cojones to take on a motherfucker that's called the Devil of India. Knowing the history too and the other animals, oh hell no.
Begin this hunt with a 4-day trip on foot through the dense jungle before reaching the town where the animal was last seen. On arrival, he would be shocked to discover a ghost town, since everyone was locked inside of their homes, with the locals claiming that the animal had been roaring in the nearby jungle for the last few days.
I ain't gonna lie, this nigga look like he a man-eater too, bro. Can we investigate him? Like, look at his hair, bro.
The young hunter would then proceed to the site where the last victim was taken, discovering nothing but a few of the victim's bones.
Wow, this motherfucker, he be skinning niggas, bro. Skinning them? Oh, wow. Oh, he's not playing.
Investigating, word of a new...
I see why they call him the Devil of India now.
The victim's bones. While investigating, word of a new attack reached the village. It was from the neighboring town. The hunter quickly set out on foot once again, but by the time he reached the town, he would discover that a newer attack had just taken place. He would reach the new attack site and began to follow the trail of blood, seeing nothing but a small glimpse of the tigress on the horizon. But he was forced to abandon the pursuit, since nightfall was but moments away. The following morning,
oh, so he didn't want to take that shot?
The hunter came up with a plan. He instructed the villagers to make loud noises by screaming and banging pots. As he began to walk through the dense jungle and working his way to the grasslands at the edge of the forest, the villagers would begin to make noise too soon.
Okay, why are we smashing a pot against the baby's head, bro?
Lands at the edge of the forest, the villagers would begin to...
And he's so happy about it too, like... His brain all wiggling and shit.
Make noise too soon. The hunter was left with no choice but to run as fast as he could through the dense jungle, slipping and falling on rocks and roots, trying his best to get to the edge of the forest before the beast. Once he finally arrived and out of breath, he feared that he might have missed her. He waited for a moment, catching his breath, and she appeared, walking out of the forest like he predicted. He would ready his rifle and take the shot, wounding the animal on the back leg.
Yo, I feel like one of the most scariest things that can happen is that you're hunting these type of animals and you like start missing shots, bro. You start running out of ammo, you gotta reload soon. That motherfucker is already running towards you.
The giant cat began to climb over a rock. The hunter took his second shot and missed. With the cat over the rock and out of sight, the only option left was to track her down. Once he climbed over the rock to see where the animal had gone, she would instantly appear standing on top of another rock where she would begin to charge him head on. And in that instant, the hunter would let off his third shot, sending the animal from a complete charge to collapsing onto the floor.
That must have been like literally the scariest moment of his life right there. He was just that close to dying.
Laying on the grass, she would take her last and final breath. Upon inspecting the body, the hunter found that the tiger's top and bottom jaw were completely broken. A hunter long ago, before she was ever a man-eater, attempted to kill her for sport, permanently injuring her.
You see what I'm saying, bro? I'm telling you, like, humans be making monsters for real. Out of ourselves, even fucking animals, bro. Anything. Like, that's why I say I can feel for these types of animals, bro. Like, even though, yeah, we don't want deadly man-eating animals everywhere, but it's like, don't be just hunting random animals for fun and shit, bro. Like, that could literally traumatize them and then make them lash out on humans.
Seeing the animal from hunting and eating her natural prey, resulting in her having to resort to eating humans as a means of survival. But after 7 long years and devouring over 430 people, the nightmare would now come to an end. The people from countless villages would finally have true peace and their normal lives return to them. And for the young hunter who...
That must feel like the best thing ever, just knowing that motherfucker's dead, bro. But then you get scared because it's like, okay, like, is there others out there, you know, descendants of this month? Like, did it mate with anybody else? Because them genes probably being passed down.
Killed the beast. He would go down in history as one of the most prolific hunters to have ever lived. He would be remembered for generations and would even have the first national park in India named in his honor.
Oh yeah, that's definitely well deserved, bro. Literally, like, pretty much saved India. This motherfucker was called the Devil of India, and he slayed it.
This 31-year-old unknown hunter was no one other than Jim Corbett.
Bro, what? It's the same dude? What? So was this like his first thing? Obviously, because he said he was unknown and stuff. So that's what got him his name and to take down all these animals. Bro, he's actually a fucking legend. Clap it up. Jim Corbett. Hop in the motherfucking shit like that. This was great. Great content. I love stuff like this, bro. Just learning things about animals and everything. Chat, you guys seem to love these type of videos too, so let me know what else videos you guys want me to react to, like topics and stuff that you guys would just want me to see. And yeah, chat, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.